Hi everyone, I'm Nicholas Tutora. Welcome to Tutora Time. Well, the chaos on the southern border is an example of what happens when you put stupid people in charge of the country.
There are going to be no deportations in the first 100 days of my campaign.
Let me get that right. You are going to freeze deportations?
Freeze deportations for the first 100 days. And only people will be deported are people who committed a felony while here. That's number one. I lost that.
Yeah.
This relentless assault on, they're coming up across the border, they're going to invade us. The idea you can't even seek asylum on American soil?
You're going to change that?
Yes, I am. I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. We could afford to take in a heartbeat another 2 million people.
I am asking to please stop. Please make another plan for this federal issue. I cannot mix the migrant population with Del Rio residents that are extremely vulnerable.
Yes, when you have stupid ideas like open the border so everybody can rush it, you're opening the door to sex trafficking, drug smuggling, human trafficking, murder, rape, destruction of property, destruction of communities, destruction of the nations in Central America where the people are fleeing, and the destruction of our entire sovereignty as a country. Yes, folks nowadays like to be distracted by stupid ideas like the amount of melanin in your skin. There are still people out there in 2021 who believe that what you can achieve in life depends on the race you are or the amount of pigmentation you happen to have in your skin as a pure chance or coincidence of birth. Anybody can achieve anything in America, and the evidence is overwhelming. Anybody who's telling you that you're a victim because of your race and the deck is stacked against you and it's systemically against you because of your race, they are practicing a form of mental abuse. They are mentally abusing people. It's no different from a parent telling their child they're fat or they're stupid. If you're going around telling young black people that they can't get ahead because of their skin color and because of what happened in the past, then you are an abuser. Then you have a criminal mentality. Then you're looking to make a buck or make excuses for why you're not getting ahead. What happened to people in this country, folks? We're getting dumber, not smarter.
This is a island. Yeah, my fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize.
We don't anticipate that.
Okay, for imbeciles out there who don't know, an island is actually a mountain that's attached on the seafloor, and then that's just the top of the mountain that's sticking out of the water. That's the island. The island isn't floating on the water, just so you know that. People used to realize that we are to judge each other by the content of our character, not the color of our skin.
Dad. Dad. You're my father. I'm your son. I love you. I always have, and I always will. But you think of yourself as a colored man. I think of myself as a man.
The neo-racists on the left are trying to peddle race hatred and race division. Why? Because they need to get paid, folks. Don't you know there's always a book deal or a book tour? There's always people who are willing to fork over money to frustrated sociology professors who never achieved anything except to spew hate. Another reason this is happening is because the participation trophy generation grew up. Now, there's a lot of young people out there who are extremely smart, but there's a huge sense of entitlement in this generation, and I think it comes just for congratulating people simply for having a pulse and simply for having an average body temperature of 98.6.
Dave and I don't have children of our own. So I went to one of our nephew's basketball team dinners a few years back. All of the kids were given participation trophies. I was confused, so I inquired, and I was told that as long as you showed up for practice and games, you would receive a participation trophy. I was floored. Now, I am already ready for the hate tweets and DMs, but it has to be said, when you constantly reward folks for just showing up, regardless of athletic ability or talent, you create a culture of people who think that they deserve just because they woke up. I call it the participation trophy mentality.
Ideas like critical race theory and dividing people by race are simply used to hold people down. It's a way of controlling people.
I'm not gonna spend my life being a color.
You see, race can never be changed. So if they can get you fighting over race, they can keep you fighting forever. And for all those white liberals out there, I'm sorry that every time you see a black person, all you see is the history of black and white race relations in America, as opposed to seeing another human being standing across from you. Yes, humans aren't really that bright, it turns out, after all, because they're easily confused. As human beings, we only come in a few different races: black, white, Hispanic, Asian, and there's variations, native populations, but those are the main ones. And we're very confused. We think because we see somebody who's a different color or a different culture, that somehow they're basically different from us. They're not. And the most racist thing going on in society now is calling everything white privilege or white supremacy. It's what you do when you don't have an answer and are looking for an excuse. You blame others. Bob Marley a long time ago sang, "Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds." What's the point of being free if you're going to enslave yourself in your mind? I was a personal development coach for many years, and never once did I teach anybody that you're a victim of what happened to you in the past. See, people go through bad marriages, bad relationships, they have financial ruin, God forbid, death to family members. People go through real tragedies. But to move forward, you have to let go of the past. This is a basic rule of life, but the left doesn't want you to let go of the past. As a matter of fact, they're stoking it. Young people, you should have been around 30 and 40 and 50 years ago to see the battles that actually were fought so we could all live equally. These unoriginal generation participation trophy have nothing better to do with their life. So they have to stoke up old hatreds to try to pretend that they're going to solve it. Folks, why don't you work on something productive? Work on building something instead of destroying everything that has come before you. We're living in a very sad time. We're moving backwards as a race, not forward.
I'm not gonna spend my life being a color.
We've descended into the dark ages before in history, and it looks like we're about to descend again. But folks, be a Renaissance person, be a Renaissance man. Open your eyes, see people as individuals, not as colors, and I guarantee you, life is going to be a lot better for everybody. Well, I'm Nicholas Tutora, and I'll talk to you again soon on Tutora Time.